This map of Western Europe highlights the DACH region, specifically Germany. It represents the largest functional beverage market in the area, currently valued at roughly 7 billion euros and expanding at an annual rate of 8.4%. Consumers here are actively moving away from standard energy drinks. Demand is now concentrating on beverages formulated for specific physical and cognitive outcomes, like nootropics for focus, targeted sleep aids, and targeted gut health tonics. Market data reflects this shift clearly. Brands projecting a single well-defined benefit achieve trial rates 2 to 3 times higher than broad all-in-one recipes. But accessing those consumers requires navigating a highly consolidated retail environment. This chart shows that just 4 supermarket chains, Edeka, Rewe, Lidl, and Aldi, control more than 80% of all grocery sales in Germany. In this environment, a successful recipe provides no guarantee of shelf space. A launch requires navigating high-speed manufacturing networks and supply chains with absolute precision. Navigating this environment requires a rigid 90-day operational playbook broken into 6 distinct phases. Survival in the DACH region is dictated by a brand's ability to clear a series of operational checkpoints, where technical compliance and logistical timing carry the same weight as the product itself. Phase 1 covers the first 15 days. The immediate hurdle is regulatory classification, a common cause of launch delays. Look at this timeline. If an ingredient was not widely consumed in the EU before May 15, 1997, it triggers the EU Novel Food Regulation. This mandates an authorization process that adds an 18 to 36-month delay to the production schedule. Even with approved ingredients, any health claims printed on the packaging require pre-approval from the European Food Safety Authority. Formulations are also scrutinized for sugar content. Drinks exceeding 8 grams of sugar per 100 milliliters face a 32-cent per liter tax. By Phase 2, covering days 16 through 35, the challenge pivots from legal paperwork to securing physical manufacturing contracts. Germany operates with a narrow production funnel. Only 12 to 15 high-volume aseptic filling lines in the country are equipped to handle specialized beverage co-packing. These limited facilities run at over 85% utilization. To guarantee a production slot, brands must lock in their capacity 12 to 18 months before their intended launch date. Physical distribution introduces another requirement. Active ingredients like probiotics mandate unbroken cold chain logistics. Without constant temperature control throughout transit, the compounds degrade. The first 35 days are consumed by clearing regulatory audits and reserving scarce manufacturing space before a single batch is mixed. Phase 3, spanning days 36 to 50, dictates the exterior packaging. EU laws require precise formatting for descending ingredient weights, highlighted allergens, and the use of the Nutri-Score system. Products targeting a premium price tier also require the EU Organic Seal. Acquiring this certification adds between 5,000 and 15,000 euros in costs, along with months of auditing lead time. With the product defined and packaged, Phase 4 enters days 51 through 65. This is the retail listing application process, a high friction point in the timeline. The major retail chains operate on different pitching models. Edeka relies on a decentralized network where 3,500 independent merchants make individual assortment decisions, while Rewe utilizes a centralized startup lounge for reviewing new products. Regardless of the corporate structure, securing shelf space requires capital. National chains charge per SKU listing fees, ranging from 5,000 to 25,000 euros. Phase 5 covers days 66 to 80. The physical inventory is manufactured here, typically starting with an initial production run of 100,000 to 150,000 units. Before those bottles can circulate, they must clear one final requirement. Single-use plastics must be registered in the German Lucid portal to comply with the mandatory 25-cent fund deposit system. By day 80, the manufacturer has navigated the legal framework and converted their initial capital investment into compliant, market-ready stock. The final 10 days comprise Phase 6, where the launch strategy fractures into 2 pathways: traditional retail distribution or a direct-to-consumer model. Entering traditional retail immediately demands substantial upfront capital for listing fees, alongside food safety certifications required by the major supermarket chains. The direct-to-consumer path bypasses these physical gatekeepers. It focuses on building online traction and gathering customer acquisition data. This chart illustrates the financial divergence. A traditional retail launch requires an initial investment between 250,000 and 500,000 euros. The direct-to-consumer strategy lowers costs to 80,000 to 150,000 euros, limiting financial exposure while generating the proof of concept data retail buyers demand. Ultimately, every operational step and regulatory check narrows down to the moment a consumer stands before a refrigerated shelf and reaches for a bottle. The stringent regulations and physical bottlenecks of the DACH region operate as a filter. Brands that execute this 90-day sequence secure a permanent foothold in Western Europe's most lucrative beverage market.